And Janet is a middle childhood education major described as a truly remarkable student, all while raising three, no doubt, awesome children. Her academic work demonstrates remarkable critical thinking skills, exceptional writing abilities, and quality insights. In her study abroad experience, Janet not only performed exceptionally, but provided exemplary encouragement to fellow students and testified to the benefits of the study abroad to the UC Foundation upon her return. Janet is involved in leading numerous initiatives through her church, including a mission to Cambodia and Thailand to assist Destiny Rescue, an organization devoted to ending child sex slavery and human trafficking. At the heart of her desire to teach is a deep compassion for people and a deep desire to make a difference in the lives of others. And congratulations, Janet. And Janet is going to share a few words with you. Thank you very much.
Wow, after hearing everybody's accomplishment, I truly don't know how I won, but okay. So I guess I would be classified as a non-traditional student, and the most blazing example I have is when I first noticed the generational gap between myself and most students at UCBA would be in my French class. My French professor asked us to write a brief description of a figure, cartoon figure, movie figure, somebody that somebody in a small group might know. And since my nickname in elementary school was Sprout, because I was always the smallest, I thought of the Jolly Green Giant. And clearly I haven't watched television in a few decades because nobody knew that. And so after guesses of the Hulk and the Green Lantern, I realized that there was a huge disconnect between me and my fellow students that existed far beyond me just not wearing Ugg boots to school. So one of my fellow classmates said to me, well, it's okay, we're just non-traditional students. And I said, why would I call myself a non-anything? And she said, well, because it's better than calling yourself old. And I thought, wow, if those are my two choices. Because we live in a society where we don't put negative prefixes in front of words that we use to describe ourselves. We don't call ourselves unemployed, we say that we are looking for work. We don't say we're unmarried, we say that we're single, we're pro-choice, pro-life, prohibition, abolitionists. We just don't put negative prefixes in front of words. And to call yourself non-traditional is saying, it's not an action, it's saying that you are against society norms, that traditionally you should have gone to college right out of high school. And then real life happens and you can't do that. But ironically, when you take a history class, you realize that it is the non-traditional people and it is the rule breakers that we celebrate in history. We celebrate people like Frederick Douglass and Abraham Lincoln and Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Alice Paul and Gandhi. And just recently, our Ohio Senator Rob Portman. All these people are non-traditional and have non-traditional thinking. So to all those non-traditional students out there that are feeling the weight of having to raise children and having to have a full-time job and having to pay a mortgage or a rent, I say relax, you're in good company being non-traditional. And also change the story that you tell yourself. If you have a full-time job and you have 3 children, you're also really great at time management. So it might take a few minutes at the end of the day to kind of rework your schedule, but you can do it. And children aren't an obstacle that keep you from studying. Invite them. Because trust me, when you can explain government spending to an 8-year-old, to the point where he understands it and likes it, you have the upper hand, and there's no need to study for that test anymore. It's in your long-term memory, and your child will remind you about it at dinner time. And there are real obstacles, and I get that. There were days where I didn't know who was going to pick my son up from the bus stop. And there were days that he got sick, and I needed some serious help. And so it's important to surround yourself with people that really are behind you, supportive, are loving and caring. And I'm happy to say that I have so many of those people in my life, just simply because I learned how to make myself vulnerable. I learned how to ask for help. And that's one of the major things that you need to do. And not only that, but this school is full of the most amazing professors that if you just go to them and tell them what's going on in your life, they will jump through hoops to help you. It's because of one of those major professors that I was able to go to the study abroad program. And she was completely behind me, and she made what seemed to be impossible possible. So I am eternally grateful to the people in my life and the professors in the school that I've had. And that's it. Thank you very much.
I think that my colleagues and I am now looking around and saying, that is why we work, right? That's why we work. Love it. Now we have a chance to recognize students who have been awarded scholarships in the upcoming year. And so